Ladies and gentlemen, you're tuning in to iNDirection TV. I am your host, iNDirection, and this is Overthink, a new series we're starting out in the year 2021, or whenever you're watching this, and maybe 20XX is the year of your choice. I don't really know. But all in all, this series is new to me, so therefore it is new. I came up with this idea because my mind is always going 100 miles an hour, and I'm really trying to slow down a bit, become more meditative. And I think a way I can do that is maybe talking about my thoughts, talking about how much I'm overthinking things, and sharing this with you. And hopefully you all can relate to this. You all can relate to these ideas. Sometimes the overthinking will be fun, or helpful. God forbid. Sometimes the overthinking will just be talking about overthinking and how to not do it. And I think a great example of this is something I'm going to talk about today. Blankets are overpowered, and I'm going to prove it. Now, I know what you're thinking. Blankets overpowered? How ridiculous. Whatever the context is, you're wrong. Yeah, and you're right. That's kind of the point of this whole thing. I am wrong. But to give some context on what it is I'm talking about, I'm very into competitive gaming, as many of you may be. If you found my channel or stumbled upon it, I like to play competitive games, whether they're fighters, whether they're MOBAs like League of Legends or what have you. Whatever your cup of tea is, that's fantastic. It's phenomenal. I'm glad that you love it. I respect it. And part of competitive gaming, or sports in general, if you play basketball or football, is that you're always thinking about how to elevate your game. You're always wondering, what is holding me back right now? That I could just cut loose and 10x my performance, because the idea of just studying fundamentals and just practicing fundamentals over and over again until they're muscle memory, until you can just do them, is not a sexy way of getting better at things. You always want to find that thing that is just the secret of, oh, I didn't realize I was doing this wrong. I didn't realize that you could do that. And now that I know, I'm just going to get so much better, so much faster. That whole plateauing thing just becomes a lot less of a problem when you find new ways to innovate your gameplay. So because of that, I'm always thinking about these things. And oftentimes in the games I play with League of Legends and Super Smash Brothers, it's character choice for me that I always come back to. It's like, as soon as I get to the point where I really need to hunker down and just practice that character for hours and hours, I start wondering if this character is right for me. And I'll think about it for a long time, and I'll be like, I'll find ways of whether or not it's stylistically or thematically this character is not clicking with me, or whether or not they're not good enough, like tier list wise. I'm gonna be saddling myself up for a rough ride as I try to just wait for this character to either be good or for me to find something about them that is good enough that it can overcome the general opinion of this character. So I'll be laying in bed at night and just thinking about these types of things, thinking about those things that I can do outside of the game that'll make me better, strategically thinking about them. And oftentimes I'll be thinking about that as I fall asleep, and I'll wake up in the middle of the night carrying on that same thought I was having when I fell asleep. And so that's one concept. This is half the context, right? Okay, so that's half the context of just like, I think about these games a lot, as most of you probably do that play competitive gaming, and I will be thinking about them at night when I'm going to sleep. Thinking about how I can elevate my game, that next edge I'm gonna get. That's half the context. So the other half of the context is Christmas we just had, and I got my girlfriend a weighted blanket to help with anxiety and everything. And so we sleep in the same bed, and so it just makes sense for us to share this weighted blanket rather than putting it over one person or another. And so what's kind of happened is the blanket is so heavy that when you just shift your body weight around, it makes so much, like, I don't know what the word to describe it is. It's not like a subtle sensation of like a blanket being moved over you. It's like the earth is shifting around you when you move this thing, and it will pull everything with it. We never had an issue with fighting over blankets before. We never had any problems with, like, you know, I would just, the way I had this technique that was like, there's the edge of the blanket, and so what I would do is I would grab the edge of the blanket and I would pull it just over me. And I would have a death grip on that thing. So it's like, you know, I have the minimal amount of blanket I need to cover me, and whatever you want to do with the rest of that blanket is fine. Just do your thing. You know, do your thing over there. But you're not going to take any more blanket than like the little amount I have. So that was my technique. Well, that started becoming like a vortex around the edge of the blanket, just kind of like rolling up the rest of the blanket like a sleeping bag, or a roll of toilet paper, or a roll of paper towels, or a lava lamp or of sorts, you could say. And that would just pull all the blanket away from my girlfriend, and so she would be freezing cold, and then she would just like and just pull the rest of the blankets, and I would be like, I'm cold. And so I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm just like, why am I so cold? I'm so freezing. Because we like to keep our apartment very cold at night in the winter, and actually all times of the year. Just body temperature drops as night comes around, and we've just scientifically proven that a lower temperature is better for sleeping. So I'm freezing cold and I wake up, and right, because I'm thinking about, we're gonna pick back up where we left before with the context of the competitive gaming thing. So because my brain is already thinking about League of Legends and the characters I'm picking and everything, and how do I get better, I'm just going to combine my sensations around me, because I'm tired and just waking up in the middle of the night. I'm gonna combine the two thoughts of I am cold and this blanket has left me and I need a blanket, with getting better at League of Legends. So I'm thinking to myself, like, man, like, so okay, so when you're playing a game and your hands get cold, like your execution starts getting really sloppy and your hands get really tense. And, you know, Smash Brothers players, they use these like hand warmers at events, and they put them in their pockets, and then you stick your hands in your sweatshirt to warm up your hands between sets, and you got to keep them really toasty so that you can execute this really high execution game going on. So yeah, being warmer is better. Being warmer is going to make me better. So I need to be better. How do you make yourself warm? Well, by golly, with the nice embrace of a blanket. And so, yes, my thought to myself in the middle of the night is, the secret sauce that I was missing to be good at this game, to be excellent, to be one of the pros, is blankets. Just wrap yourself up in a blanket and your execution will become better instantly, just like that. I thought about this for hours in the middle of the night. Like, not like just woke up in the middle of the night for 5 minutes. I'm like, this is a weird thought, I'm thinking this now. No, it was like an hour or two of thinking about this and unpacking that idea and getting to this conclusion of blankets are overpowered, because people that have blankets are warm and their execution's better, and people without blankets are worse. And so I'm thinking my girlfriend, like, you're making me bad. You are the reason why I'm failing, because I'm cold now. You've taken all the blankets, and now I'm going to lose everything. And And I just had to like slow my thinking down and take a deep breath and just think about nothing. Because of course, my next thought after that was, what the hell am I thinking about? And why am I thinking about this? So yeah, just I have to like slow myself down. And sometimes just if we have to take a step back here, and this is kind of where I think the takeaway of this story is that's interesting, is that not every thought that you have in every analysis is going to be good. At the time, I was so convinced this was so important and I need to think about it now at 3 a.m. that I'm not going to let myself go back to sleep until I work out what it is that I have, this idea I have. And that's just wrong, and that's bad, and that's something that applies to yourself beyond just that, like the middle of the night stupid thoughts. It's all the time. All those thoughts I had about my character choice are not helping me get better. In fact, what will help me get better is not thinking and dropping that down and doing fundamentals. If I'm playing League of Legends, practicing creep score and CSing. Like if this is Smash Brothers, like practicing if it's melee wave dashing, or if it's ultimate. Does ultimate have tech? I don't know. I actually don't know. No, it does, but two framing, I guess, is something you could practice. Combos in general, your strings and everything. So, but you want those things to be so good that you don't have to think about them. And so the question is like, well, what should I be using that thinking towards, if not the game? Like, why wouldn't I think about the game more? It's just a really interesting idea, you know. Being meditative. You have to like, as Bruce Lee says, you have to empty yourself. You have to empty your cup so that it can be filled. So what does that even mean? When you're taking up all of your available thought and cognitive ability, actively thinking about things and you're not focused, you take away your ability to just react and be in the moment and apply things that are muscle memory. You step forward, I step in, or I step back. It's almost like a dance and that kind of thing. But if I'm thinking about, oh, what is he going to do next? Is he going to go here? Maybe I should be planning to do this next and go there. Then you're not thinking about what they're actively doing and preparing yourself to react to it. And that's really where that comes from. I mean, it's like a martial arts thing, but you really can apply it to competitive gaming when it comes to beating somebody in lane, trading with them in League, or when you're playing Smash Brothers and they're moving and trying to take the advantage state away from you, put you in disadvantage, knock you off the stage, control the stage around them. If you're not freeing your mind from all this extra thinking, you're not going to have the focus to respond fast enough to what's actually happening in front of you. Just consider, well, next time you're overthinking something like that, next time you have that idea, the blankets are OP idea, as it will be called from now on, just kind of check in with yourself and stop thinking for a second and just slow things down. Take a breath. Just let the thoughts pass through you and travel by as if separate from you. And then recenter and think, what should I be doing? In the simplest way possible without cheating. And not taking the easy way out. What should I be doing? And you'll find yourself just getting better at what you're doing. Sometimes it's just practicing fundamentals. Sometimes it's just that you're trying to move faster than you're capable of moving, and you just slow down, practice, recenter. And yeah, that's just my thoughts too. So this is just my perspective on things, and it's helped me out. I hope it can help you out. I know people out there are always looking for ways to elevate their game, and they're in this kind of cocoon of, I need to be thinking about the game at all times, and they're not considering that those thoughts aren't helpful, and they're taking sleep away from you, which is the next level OP above blankets. Is sleep. I think it's like sleep, blankets, and then Bayonetta from Smash 4. I think that's like the OP tier list we're going here. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this series. I'm gonna do more of it. It's gonna be short, you know, hopefully just like 10-15 minute videos here and there, and I'll be posting them once a week. So if you enjoy this, please come back next week for another video. And if you're not already, subscribe to my channel. I stream 3 times a week on Twitch. That's Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. I'd like to stream about 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern time, around there. But I do change that stream schedule, so go follow me on Twitter at iNDirection TV, and you can find my stream schedule there, or see any status updates about what I'm doing with my videos, what I'm doing next. There's new things I'm going to be bringing up in the future. I'm trying to get this to be like a TV channel, so I want to have multiple series. I'll only be posting multiple times a week, but we're going to start out slow. We're going to start it easy. I've got another idea in addition to this one that I'm going to be coming up with soon, and hopefully in the next couple weeks we'll get to the point where I'm posting like 2 videos a week. And thanks for watching, thanks for supporting my channel, and I'll talk to you guys later. This is iNDirection signing off.